My child, my beloved, do not move. Do not look away. Even before I allow this message to enter the atmosphere of your home, the armies of heaven have requested that I surround your spirit with a wall of blue fire. You have been led here to this exact second in eternity because the Great Unmasking has begun. A betrayal that was hidden in the very roots of your family tree. A secret so dark it has been draining your energy, your finances, and your joy for years, has finally reached its expiration date. I am Archangel Michael, and I am here with my sword drawn to cut the invisible tie that has held you back since the day you were born. Someone you share blood with, or someone you have treated as blood, has been guarding a truth that belongs to you. They have watched you struggle, they have watched you cry, and they have kept their mouth shut to protect their own shadow. But today, the silence is over. I must warn you, 4 times today, the spirit of confusion tried to glitch this video and divert your eyes. There are those in the physical and spiritual realm who are terrified of you watching this. They know that once the betrayal is unmasked, their power over you is dead. But heaven has overruled them. Type Amen to authorize this revelation. Hit the like button to activate the Sword of Truth, and subscribe to join the Legion of the Protected. The mask is coming off. And it starts now, my beloved. For years you have felt a hidden ceiling over your life. You worked harder than everyone else, you prayed longer than the rest, and you poured more love into people than you ever received back yet. You always felt like something invisible was pushing you back every time you reached for the stars. You blamed yourself. You thought you weren't good enough, or perhaps you thought you were cursed. But your mother's spirit and the angels of your lineage are standing here in the light to tell you, it was never you. It was a spiritual blockade, created by a betrayal you couldn't see with your physical eyes. Someone close to you has been using your own light to fuel their journey while leaving you in the cold, dark hallway of confusion. They knew that if you ever realized your true worth, you would rise so high they would never be able to reach you again. This ceiling was not built by God. It was built by the hands of someone you trusted. They placed bricks of doubt and stones of silence over your head, hoping you would eventually stop looking up. But today, the commander of heaven's armies is striking that ceiling with a sword of cobalt blue. Can you hear the cracks forming? Can you feel the weight beginning to lift? This is the moment your atmosphere changes. You are being moved from the basement of Why Me to the balcony of It Was Them. This ceiling was their secret, but it is about to become your floor. The truth is coming to light, and as it does, you will realize that the only thing holding you back was a lie you were told to believe was the truth. Prepare your heart, for the first layer of the mask is about to fall. This betrayal was not a mistake. It was a carefully crafted blueprint. Many years ago, a choice was made behind a closed door. A conversation took place where your name was mentioned, and a decision was made to keep you small. They saw the star in your spirit before you even knew it existed. They realized that if you ever found out your true worth, your true heritage, or the true power of your calling, you would no longer be under their thumb. So they crafted a narrative to keep you contained. They told you that you were the difficult one. They labeled you as the family scapegoat to hide the fact that they were the ones carrying the darkness. They made you believe that your sensitivity was a weakness, when in reality, it was your greatest weapon, the weapon of discernment. They used your loyalty against you, knowing that as long as you felt responsible for the family's peace, you would never ask the questions that would expose their deceit. Every time you succeeded, they found a way to minimize it. Every time you failed, they were there to remind you why you needed them. It was a cycle designed to keep you orbiting their needs while your own dreams gathered dust. But your mother's spirit is whispering to me now, Michael, tell them the blueprint is being burned. The fire of the Holy Spirit is consuming the lies that were written about your identity. You are not who they said you were. You are who heaven says you are. The blueprint of deceit is being replaced by the blueprint of destiny. The person who thought they could manage your life like a chess piece is about to see the board flipped upside down. My beloved, I must ask you this now. Have you ever sat in a family gathering, surrounded by people who claim to love you, yet felt a sudden cold shiver in your soul? Have you noticed how some people only reach out to you when they want to hear about your problems, but they go strangely silent when you have a victory to share? Take a moment to really think about those silences. Think about the eyes that don't crinkle when they smile at you. Think about the advice that always seems to lead you away from your joy. Type "I felt it" in the comments right now if your gut has been trying to warn you for years. Your intuition was never broken, my child. It was your heart that was too kind, too pure to believe that someone you loved could be capable of such a calculated betrayal. You brushed it off as overthinking. You told yourself you were being too sensitive. But Archangel Michael is here to validate every single red flag you ever sensed. Those flags were the warning lights of heaven, trying to protect you from the shadow. Your mother is leaning in close, confirming that those weird feelings you had were 100% accurate. You were perceiving a spiritual frequency that didn't match their words. You were seeing the wolf under the sheep's clothing. This test was not to punish you, but to train you. Now that you are admitting the truth to yourself, the power that betrayal held over you is dissolving. The moment you stop denying what you feel is the moment the enemy loses their grip. Who is the person that comes to mind right now? Don't push the name away. Let it surface. It is the first step to your total unmasking and freedom. The most painful betrayals don't come from enemies you can see. They come from the cheerleader who secretly wants you to fail. There is someone in your circle who asks for your news just to see if you are still below them or still struggling enough to make them feel superior. They use a sweet, concerned voice to deliver bitter seeds of doubt. They act like they are protecting you, saying things like, "Are you sure you're ready for that?" Or "Maybe you should stay where it's safe." But they are actually protecting the secret that holds you back. They want to keep you in a state of perpetual becoming, so you never actually arrive. Your mother is pointing to this person right now with a look of divine justice. She says, "Tell my child that the smile they see on the outside is not the soul I see from the sky heights of heaven." This person has mastered the art of concern to mask their control. They have been the invisible hand pushing you away from the doors that were meant to open for you. They have talked about you behind your back under the guise of asking for prayer or sharing a concern, but they were actually poisoning the well of your reputation. They are terrified of the day you wake up and realize you don't need their approval to be great. That day is today. The mask of the supporter is cracking under the weight of Michael's light. You will begin to see the subtle ways they try to dampen your excitement. You will see the flicker of disappointment in their eyes when you tell them something good happened. This is your signal. This is your confirmation. The supporter is actually the saboteur. As I speak these words, a face is starting to form with undeniable clarity in your mind. A memory of a specific look they gave you across a dinner table, or a comment that felt like a hidden dagger wrapped in a compliment, is resurfacing. I ask you now, whose name makes your heart beat faster with a strange, heavy anxiety? Who is the person you feel you have to prove your worth to over and over again, yet you never seem to win their true respect? This is the face of the shadow. Your mother is reaching through the veil, whispering that this is the person who holds the key to the family secret. They have used your loyalty as a cage, knowing that as long as you love them and fear losing them, you will never ask the one question that would expose their original lie. They have banked on your good heart to keep them safe. But heaven is not bound by family loyalty. Heaven is bound by truth. This person believes they have hidden the evidence well enough, but they forgot that the spirit leaves a trail. Every time they manipulated a situation to your disadvantage, they left a spiritual fingerprint. I am dusting those fingerprints now with the light of the archangels. You are not crazy for suspecting them. You are prophetic. You are a truth seeker. The reason you can't quite relax around them is because your soul knows they are guarding a betrayal. Type "show me" in the comments if you are ready for the full exposure. The shadow is being forced into the sunlight, and there is nowhere left for them to hide the mask. There is a secret involving a sacred right or a spiritual inheritance that was diverted from you long ago. This isn't just about money, though it may involve that. It's about your authority, your peace, and your rightful place in the world. Someone in your family line traded your peace for their own comfort or status. They took a blessing that was clearly marked for your head and placed it on their own, or they diverted it to someone they favored more. They thought the heavens weren't watching. They thought that by keeping you in the dark, they could enjoy the fruits of your labor and the light of your destiny without anyone ever knowing. They have lived off the energy of your silent suffering, like a spiritual parasite. Every time you fell into a depression or a season of lack, they grew stronger. But Archangel Michael's sword is now cutting that tie. I am severing the connection between your destiny and their greed. This stolen inheritance is being returned to you with interest. The years you lost to confusion, the money you lost to unforeseen circumstances, and the joy you lost to their manipulation are all being restored. Your mother says she watched them take what was yours, and she wept, but she was bound by the laws of the living until this moment. Now from the throne of justice, she is authorizing a divine retrieval. Everything they took from you is coming back, and everything they built on your betrayal is going to crumble. A house built on a lie cannot stand the wind of the Spirit. This is the moment of the great return. You are being handed back the keys to the kingdom they tried to lock you out of. My child, do not let your mind wander. This is a premiere of power, and the enemy is trying to pull you away with distractions and doubts. If you are ready to see the end of this betrayal and reclaim your life, you must show heaven your resolve right now. Hit the like button immediately to seal this atmosphere of truth in your home. Subscribe to this channel to ensure that every daily instruction, every warning, and every blessing from the Commander reaches your ears without fail. Comment "Unmask the truth" to authorize me to reveal the next, most shocking layer of this mystery. Your subscription is not just a button. It is your spiritual armor. Do not walk into this final battle for your destiny unprotected. By staying connected, you are telling me, universe, that you are no longer a victim, but a victor who is reporting for duty. Your mother is watching the count. She is seeing who is brave enough to stand for the truth. Let your amen be heard in the halls of heaven. We are moving into the deepest secret now. Stay with me, for your freedom is on the other side of this revelation. The sword is drawn, the light is bright, and the truth will not be denied. You have been the secret keeper for people who were busy destroying your reputation behind your back. You have stayed silent to keep the peace in the family, but your mother is here to tell you, the peace you kept was a lie. It was a false peace that only benefited the betrayers, while it slowly suffocated your soul. By staying silent and playing nice, you inadvertently allowed the roots of this betrayal to grow deeper into your life. You thought you were being the bigger person, but they saw it as permission to keep using you. They used your silence as a blanket to cover their sins. But today, the ground under their feet is shaking with the vibration of truth. The person who thought they buried the past is about to find out that nothing stays buried when Archangel Michael enters the room. Their guilt is no longer a quiet whisper. It is turning into a spiritual frequency that is making them act out, making them nervous, and making them lose their grip on the narrative. You have paid for their mistakes with your own happiness. You have carried their shame as if it were your own DNA, but I am here to wash you clean of their filth. You are not responsible for the choices of the people who came before you. You are not the trash can for their secrets. Your mother says, "Tell my child to drop the weight." I didn't raise them to be a pack mule for the family's lies. The price you paid was too high, but the debt is now considered paid in full by the blood of the covenant. You are walking out of that court of silence today, and you are taking your voice back with you. I am showing you a vision of your younger self, the version of you that was so full of light and raw intuition. Do you remember that specific moment as a child when you saw something you weren't supposed to see? Perhaps it was a hushed phone call you overheard, a transaction that didn't feel right, or a glance between two adults that felt like a cold wind. You tried to speak up, but you were told you were imagining things. You were told you were too sensitive or too young to understand. But I am here to tell you, you were the only one in that room seeing clearly. Your spirit was recording the betrayal even then. You have been carrying that inner child's confusion and self-doubt for decades, thinking your own eyes had lied to you. But they didn't. Michael is here to tell that child, you were right all along. You were never the problem. You were the only honest heart in a house of mirrors. Your mother is reaching back through time, drying the tears of that little version of you, and saying, I knew you saw it. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you from the truth then. Today, we are validating your history. We are rewriting the story of your childhood from one of confusion to one of prophetic observation. You weren't a victim of your imagination. You were a witness to a secret. And as that child finally feels seen and heard, the power of the betrayer over your adult life is breaking. You are regaining the clarity you had before they tried to gaslight your spirit. Look in the mirror today and see the truth teller looking back at you. You have been the sacrificial lamb for your family's mistakes for far too long. You were the one who had to be strong while they were weak. You were the one who had to forgive while they were unrepentant. You carried their shame. You fixed their messes, and in return, they handed you the heavy secret of their betrayal. They used you as a buffer between them and the consequences of their actions. I must ask you now, are you truly tired of being the one who always has to understand, while no one understands you? Are you ready to stop being the one who carries the weight of a family reputation that was built on a foundation of lies? Type nitrogen monoxide more in the comments right now if you are ready to lay that sacrificial burden at the feet of the archangels. Heaven is ready to take it from you, but you must first give up the role they assigned to you. They need you to be the lamb so they can pretend to be the shepherds. But you were never meant to be a sacrifice for their sins. You were meant to be a light for their darkness. The sacrificial lamb era is ending. You are stepping into your Lion of Judah season. No longer will you be the one who pays the price for their comfort. Your mother says, tell them they have done enough. Their heart is clean. Let the others answer for themselves. This is your moment of divine resignation. You are resigning from the job of family fixer. Let the masks fall where they may. You are walking toward the light. There is a specific reason why your prayers for a breakthrough, whether in your finances, your health, or your relationships have felt blocked or muffled lately. It is because someone very close to you has been praying against your rise. Not necessarily out of pure hatred, but out of a deep, soul-consuming fear. They know that your success is their ultimate exposure. If you get too high, if you become too wealthy or too influential, you will finally have the vantage point to see the whole map of their deceit. You will see exactly what they did, when they did it, and how they hid it. So they send out arrows of delay. They speak words of concern that are actually spiritual curses meant to keep you tethered to the ground. Their counter prayer is being silenced by my sword right now. I am cutting through the thick, dark atmosphere of their envy. The blockage that has been sitting on your chest is dissolving. The air in your home is clearing. You are about to breathe new air the air of an open heaven. Their words no longer have the power to bind you. My word, the word of truth, is the final authority over your life. Your mother is standing as a witness saying, "The prayers of the righteous have finally outweighed the whispers of the envious." You are about to see things happen for you so fast it will make your head spin. The delay spirit is being evicted from your territory. In the coming days, you will notice an undeniable change in the people around you. The person who has betrayed you will begin to act strange, erratic, or overly defensive. They will avoid your direct gaze, or they will try to pick a fight over absolutely nothing just to create noise and distract you from the truth you are now carrying. Do not engage in their drama. Do not let them bait you back into the old cycle. Their sudden chaos is their spiritual confession. They can feel that the mask is slipping, and they are panicking. Your mother is surrounding you with a shield of discernment. You will start to see through their words as if they were made of thin glass. You will hear the lie in their voice before they even finish the sentence. Do not be angry, my child. Be empowered. You are no longer the victim of their games. You are now the observer of their downfall. The atmosphere is shifting from mystery to clarity. You will find yourself knowing things without being told. You will find yourself walking away from conversations that used to drain you because you now know exactly what is happening behind the scenes. This shift is your protection. The betrayer no longer has the element of surprise. You are 3 steps ahead of them because the commander of heaven is leading your path. Stay calm, stay silent, and watch how the truth reveals itself without you saying a word. Heaven is currently preparing a divine compensation package for you. For every single year you were held back by their lies, for every dollar that was diverted from your pocket, and for every lonely night you spent in a fog of confusion, God is going to pay you back with holy interest. The betrayal was meant to finish you, to break your spirit and make you give up, but it has only seasoned you for the throne. You are moving from the back room of the family to the front row of the kingdom. The very secret they used to try and bind you is now going to be the catalyst that launches you into your greatest season of influence. Your mother is cheering from the grandstands of heaven, and your angels are celebrating the great return. You are about to enter a season where things just happen for you. Favor in high places, unexpected windfalls, and a peace that surpasses all human understanding. This is not just good luck. This is divinely mandated justice. The enemy is being forced to vomit up everything they swallowed of yours. You are moving from the betrayed to the vindicated. Your name is being cleared in the spirit world, and soon it will be cleared in the physical world too. The weight you carried was the seed of your future glory. The bigger the betrayal, the bigger the compensation. Hold your head up high. Your paychecks of peace and prosperity are being signed by the King of Kings, my child, as the unmasking reaches its peak and the light of the archangels fills every dark corner of your history. I ask you one final, life-altering question. Will you promise to trust the truth, even if it hurts your heart initially? Will you promise to choose your own destiny and your own mental health over the comfort of the betrayers? This is the threshold of your new life. There is no going back to the unknowing. You cannot unsee what has been shown to you. Type "I choose my destiny" in the comments right now to signal to the entire angelic host that you are ready for the final revelation and the total break from the past. Your mother is leaning in, her spirit radiant with pride, ready to place the crown of clarity on your head. This choice is your passport to the new era. Some people will be left behind in this shift, and that is okay. You cannot take everyone into the promised land, especially those who tried to keep you in the wilderness. The choice is yours, the lie or the light, the cage or the crown, the family secret or the heavenly assignment. I am waiting for your answer. The heavens are waiting. The entire history of your lineage is hanging on your yes. Make the choice that your future self will thank you for. The unmasking is almost complete. Your yes is the final key. The mask is off. The betrayal is broken. The secret that held you back has been burned to ashes by the blue flame of justice. You are now officially under the permanent protection of the Legion of Michael. No weapon formed against you, especially no weapon forged in the fires of family, betrayal shall ever prosper again. Every word spoken against you has been judged. Every lie told about you has been exposed. Seal this revelation into your soul forever. Hit the LIKE button as your final stamp of authority over your territory. Comment, "It is finished," to close the book on the old life and its shadows. Share this video immediately with the one person you know is being gaslit or held back by their family. Be the deliverer that heaven sent to them today. And most importantly, subscribe to remain in this portal of prophetic fire and receive your daily orders from the commander. Your mother is finally at rest because she knows her child is finally free. The chains are on the floor. The door is wide open. You are no longer the one who is held back. You are the one who is leading the way. Walk out of this premiere as a new creation. The truth has found you, and the truth has set you free. Go in peace, go in power, and go in the absolute certainty that you are loved, protected, and vindicated. The great unmasking is over. Your life begins now. IT is done.